What's up, everybody? So it's time for another guide to be made, and somebody specifically requested Monferrato, so let's go ahead and get it done. Now, Monferrato is in a bit of a precarious situation at the start of the game. You see, you are a subject, which means the first thing you have to do is get your independence, and that means it's going to be entirely dependent on who rivals Savoy. And this can be Austria, Burgundy, France, Castile, Aragon, anybody in Italy, even Switzerland. I mean, it's a lot of people that can be potential aid in getting your independence. The problem is that an independence war technically promises land. So you are promising whoever helps you to give them land that they want from their rival. The thing is that anybody in Italy is going to want stuff in Italy. Like if I just show the Pope, who is often going to be an option, they want everything in the Italian region, which means you can't really take a lot of land yourself. Provence will usually want these two provinces. Milan will want everything over here. So you're going to be limited in what you can take, depending on who ends up helping you. Venice, despite not actually being able to reach over here at the start of the game, will still get annoyed if you don't give them land. Now, you can go ahead and break that, and just call them in, not give them any land, and there you go. The thing is that you won't be able to promise anybody any land for the next, I think it's 20 years, which might slow you down elsewhere. So be aware who you have as an option might be limited. Now, I actually haven't given the estate privileges, so let me just go ahead and do that, because I just loaded it up after my last test run, so let's do this. And, yep. Now, these are what I naturally give out every other time, so this is all stuff you guys have seen before. If you want to see what they are, you go ahead and just pause the recording and you'll see what they are. But basically, monarch generators, things to keep my loyalty over 50, Pope point clicks, things like that. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Now, as far as who my allies are going to be, it's Austria, and then I'm not taking Milan. I would rather go without Milan than have Milan, because I don't want to have them end up breaking their alliance anyway, because I'm not wanting to give them land. Oh, knew I forgot something. Now you want to focus on admin points. Whenever you declare independence, it costs you 3 stability. On top of that, you're going to be coring about 300 to 450 admin points worth of land. So you really, really need admin points. So just focus on it now. And then finally come in here and hire one of your mercenary companies. If somebody is a great general, you can pick him up in particular, but it doesn't really matter. And be aware, you're going to have money problems. It's just going to happen. Now, I'm going to go ahead and unpause it. Now, I'm not picking up anybody else. Of the people that you can pick up that are useful, the most useful that I have seen are Burgundy and Austria. Burgundy will actually take land, Austria will not. The reason Austria is probably the best option that you have is because, well, they actually don't take any land. They can't actually reach anything to take. So you can call them in and have not really as much of a care. Once you declare, get access through Milan, doesn't matter who they're ending up allied with, and run. You need to run. Now, I always get access through Milan even when I have Austria as an ally and I'll have access anyway. Just make sure that you're able to bolt as quickly as you can. In this case, I'll even get it through Venice so I can run this way and not get caught by Savoy, because I have 7,000 men. Even with a 4-4 general, he has 11,000 here and another 3,000 with Geneva. I'm not winning that fight. I know I'm not winning that fight. And if I get pinned in here, I'm going to be in a very bad position. So I'm simply going to run, go organize with Austria, and come back once I actually have troops willing to help me. Now, they are going to siege you out, so turn on your defensive edict. This will take a little bit, but generally speaking, Austria should come down and help. If you only have Burgundy, they're going to be stuck up by this fort, but if you get access for them because other people won't hate you, they should be able to come down and keep them off of your fort without too much difficulty. With that being said, I need to just fight this fight, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. So the war is over. I was able to bail out, come back with Austria, and just deal with everything. So, as I was explaining before, though, Austria, despite coming in on a promise of land, really is fine with not taking any. So I'm taking these 3 provinces. If you start off with a ruler that has lowered aggressive expansion, you can also take Siamberi. The thing is that, yeah, you still have to improve relations with a lot of people, but if you check your starting ruler, because these stats, this one is randomized. So right now I'm lowered unrest. It could be better morale, it could be aggressive expansion, it could be whatever, and so is this one. If I recall correctly, you always have the increased shock from what I've noticed, but the last 2 are completely random, so yeah, check them because you might be able to roll better generals or better something just by looking up here, or you might have a stronger start in some games other than with others. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, take their money, because I can't afford to take that. And yeah, not really a coalition's going to form, so piece this out. Now I need to find other allies as quickly as possible, because yeah, people are going to kind of hate me, and I need to pick up people that will help me continue to expand. And my next main target is Provence, and I want to go after them before France can. Not because I want to get everything, but I need at least one of their provinces so that I can release them as a vassal. As I said before, you do have this stuff here. I'm going to reduce war exhaustion first to make this cheaper, and I'm going to get this all cored up as quickly as I possibly can because I desperately need this stuff to be cored. Now, I do want to point something out when it comes to your actual ruler and heir, and I don't have the admin points because I actually had a comment at -3 stability, and that does take out 100 admin points, so don't think you're spared from negative stability events. But your heir, for whatever reason, and I don't know if this is just particular coding or what, but I've done this about 40 times the first 5 years playing as Monferrato, at least. Half the time, this heir tries to coup your starting ruler. I don't know why. So, if you don't want to have this guy, you might not have him. So, don't panic about that and, get rid of all of your prestige, because you still need your prestige. While I know it sucks to have a bad ruler for any length of time, you might need to just deal with it, and the good news is you might not have to. The problem with that is that you might also need to be doing that in order to keep your dynasty, and that means this dynasty is really easy to lose. So keep that in mind. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. So it's not been much time. I just wanted to point out, go in here and reduce the autonomy in your provinces. You're going to be fighting rebels no matter what you do, so you're not saving yourself from that, but you are hurting your ability to actually have an economy by not dropping your autonomy. So I know some people don't like doing that because they don't want to fight rebels. You need to fight these rebels. You're going to be fighting them anyway, so you might as well just embrace the chaos. With that being said, I do need to pause the recording again, but once all this is cored up, I got another one. Are you kidding me? That's twice now. So what I was going to say is, I was going to wait, because this mission just requires you to have 2 allies with royal marriages, and it'll give you 1 stability and 10 legitimacy. I try to wait until I'm at 1 to bump myself up to 2, or until, if I have a lot of admin points, from 2 to 3. But it looks like that's not going to happen this game. I don't know why, but the game is really punishing me only with stability for some reason. Either way, I'm going to pause the recording because I need to get new allies, because I'm picking up Milan right now, if I can anyway. Oh, you're right, you allied Saluzzo. That sucks. And I'm going to try and pick up other people as well, so I will see you guys in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Provence, what I'm doing with Provence, but also about Burgundy. So Provence is still alive, because, well, France was in a war against England forever, allowing me to walk in now and take at least 1 province, though they're probably going to get jumped. I also picked up Castile because, for whatever reason, Castile loves allying people in Italy. I don't get it, but they're kind of programmed that way. Now, Burgundy, on the other hand, if they don't rival you, you can pretty easily pick up a royal marriage with them. You might have to improve them a bit. In this game, though, they really like me for some reason. And if you look, I'm not that far away from being the same size as Brittany over here. And if I can accomplish being 6 provinces, I'll be the largest in terms of province number. And that is what the Burgundian inheritance looks for, other than the Emperor or France. So I might be able to get the Burgundian inheritance. Here's the problem. Even if you do get the Burgundian inheritance, it's like impossible to maintain. Like, I really, really, really mean that. It is almost impossible to actually keep the Burgundian inheritance. What I am trying to do with Burgundy is I'm going to try and get them as an ally so that I can go after France. Because France, no matter what, still has a provincial core. And I want to go after that as well as get Toulouse, and having Burgundy and all their little junior partners up here at my side will make that a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and try and do that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and actually fight this, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. And welcome back, everybody. So it's time to keep expanding. I was able to pick up these 3 provinces and re-release them as Provence. And Brittany did take Anjou. I'm going to have to go after Brittany eventually, but they're allied to 2 people I don't want to fight. But by going after Saluzzo, they're allied to the Pope, so I can get this core from them. And Milan, which, should help me break this, oh, he finally got rid of it. Never mind. He finally got rid of the... I had a royal marriage with him, so he was taking up a slot for, like, ever. So I'll be able to come in now and at least smack Milan and probably take a province or 2 off of him. But either way, let's go after Saluzzo, because that's the big target. Now, if you wait and you let Saluzzo alone for a bit, he will build a castle there. So you'll have a fort. So you don't have to spend the 200 ducats yourself. He will do it. So if you want to wait, it's not too bad doing so. You just got to actually keep an eye out and see when he does it. But I'm going to wipe him out here, and then my other allies should come along anytime now. And, oh, look, it's the Shadow Kingdom time. So, come on, there you go. Don't think I'm going to win this fight, but at least I beat him. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what I wanted you to do. Spread out. Go in 2 different directions. Definitely. I couldn't have possibly wanted you to stick together. I hate it when the AI does that. Let's shatter in completely random locations. So, I'm going to go ahead and fight this. After this is done, I'm probably going to start looking at France, because I do need to take them out before they end up picking in their Ottoman alliance, because they always get it nowadays. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. And welcome back. So I just got done taking out Saluzzo, and I took a big chunk out of Milan. As you can see, I released Parma. I'm not really going to be able to vassalize Parma anytime soon, but it does make it a little bit easier for me to expand, because now Milan is substantially weaker. Hopefully somebody will take advantage of that and jump on top of him, and then full annex him, and that could just release him in Pavia, but we'll see. Either way, I am trying to just keep the coalition from firing at this point, because, yeah, people are kind of mad that I've been attacking people. So I'm going to chill out for a bit, embrace Renaissance once it's fully done, expanding through my provinces here, or at least expand it a bit more. I have these things coring up, so just chilling for a bit. I can't really attack Savoy because they have some not huge allies, but decent ones, and they are guaranteed by my ally, which I don't want to fight. I am still working on getting to 10 favors with Castile again, because I just use them here, so they can help me attack France. But between Austria, Castile, Aragon, and me, we should be able to overwhelm France without a whole lot of difficulty. Genoa is my only real concern. Oh, and Geneva, because they're right next to me, and I don't know if I'll be able to snipe both of them before France comes and helps. So I'm going to see what I can do, but in your game, at this point, you should be looking at trying to cripple France. That is the big point. You are in the highway between 2 great empires, and then you have another one that's going to take Naples and start pushing up into a 3rd avenue. you need to take one of them out. And while Austria is not exactly the strongest at the start, France will almost always betray you. That's why France is not a good ally at the start. If you take anything in Provence, they're going to betray you. But even if they take all of Provence, they will then decide they want your land and will usually break with you. So they're not viable to help you take out Austria and will start to attack you, so you might as well just take them out instead, if you can. With that being said, though, I think it's time for me just to pause the recording again, get back to it, move past this juncture so I can start taking out France and getting a foothold there, and I can show you things from that point forward. I'll see you in a little bit. Hey everybody, so this week I'm giving away a CD key for Chivalry 2. If you want a copy of this game, leave a comment below that just has the word Chivalry in it. You can have whatever else you want in it, just as long as you have Chivalry in it. At the end of the week, I'll pick one of the comments that do at complete random, and leave a reply to that comment with the CD key in it. Obviously, since other people can see replies, you're going to have to actually pay attention to your notifications to make sure you get the CD key. But let's get back to the guide. Oh, and because I forgot to tell you this before, you have two merchants at the start. You can either put one here and then up here, or you can put them in the two things in Italy. Set them to establish communities. That improved relations will help keep you from having coalitions for a very long time in Italy. I forgot to do it at the start, but if you do that since the beginning of the game, you really shouldn't be having that many problems, as long as you're conscious of your aggressive expansion. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. And welcome back. So now is the time to go after France. Why? Because they just attacked Burgundy, and I see no better time than now to go after them. Oh no, you're still in the war with Granada. Well, that should end soon, so I'll be declaring war on France the moment Castile is done fighting Granada, because, yeah, France is not going to win against all of us. So I'll bring you guys back once I'm done punching France really, really, really hard. See you then. And welcome back, everybody. So, war's over. It was kind of annoying, but let's see here. Yeah, I should probably take you instead of you, just to keep the aggressive expansion as low as possible, because it is starting to really get up there. I am able to get quite a decent chunk of money, war reps, as well as the Provençal provinces, a fort, and then Vildras, because then I can release Toulouse. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I would prefer more, but I am starting to get to the point where I do have to worry about a coalition. And plus, this will substantially hurt the French. I mean, it will really keep them from doing too much. But I'll also be able to release Toulouse, which I do need, so I can come in here and get strong duchies, because, oh, I have needed that for a while. I can also pick up the nobility integration policy, so I can start integrating Provence, because there's only one other province I could possibly want for them, and that involves attacking Brittany. The problem is that, well, I would have to take on Burgundy, which I really would rather not do. And they did end up allying or royal marrying Austria, and I'm not going to get bigger than them in the meantime, so I'm just going to go ahead and annex Provence. You would, of course, have to look at Anjou to see if you can get that from your game, but it's not happening in mine. Either way, it's time to start looking more into Italy again, and that's basically all you're going to be doing. You're going to have to rotate between dealing with France and dealing with Italy, while at the same time trying to keep your aggressive expansion from getting too high and dealing with the inevitable coalitions. So it looks like Burgundy really wants to join a coalition against me, so that's going to happen. Either way, I could go after Provence now. Nope, not anymore. Austria is willing to defend them again. Either way, I'm going to look around, make sure people can't join a coalition or don't want to join a coalition, or tamp down on it for a while, integrate Provence, get them off the map, and move on from there. So I'll bring you guys back once it's time to talk a little bit more. Welcome back, everybody. So a couple of things have happened. First off, I integrated Provence. Second, I got into another war with France because, well, Castile did grab Naples. which is a pity because Naples was actually pretty expanded, which means I'm eventually going to have to go after Castile and get Naples out of their hands, which is just going to be annoying, but it is what it is. Now, I did finally get the coalition to back off, and it's time to go and kick the hornet's nest again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go after Milan. I'm calling in Switzerland because I'll give him most of the land. And that way I can release Milan and then go reconquest a lot of that stuff back from him. I am also going to co-belligerate Champagne, though. The reason why is because, well, in that last war where they took Naples, France was involved, and Castile, for whatever reason, released Champagne. And Champagne is 65% war score, which means they are large enough for me to just grab and vassalize. So why not do so? They're going to be annoyed, but I don't care. It'll give me another guy up here that's more of a distraction against France the next time I go in, and I can eventually work on integrating them after that fact. And I will try and pick off other people while in this war. But effectively, that's what you need to try and do. I mean, not try and get Naples, taken out by Castile, but instead try and use your allies to take the brunt of the aggressive expansion, allowing you to pick up an easy vassal. Because if you're able to accomplish that, then you don't need to worry. If, in this case, I would probably be taking all of Champagne. But if I can get the Swiss to take most of the aggressive expansion for touching Milan, then I don't have any. Or at least I'll have only a quarter of it because I'm only taking what is left. Because otherwise, they will take these two provinces. Maybe they'll take the last one, but I doubt it. But I can take just Cremona, give these other two to Switzerland, and they'll be happy. Give me 1 second, my cats are fighting. Or playing, I'm not sure which. Either way, if you hear hissing, that's all it is. But no, I can give it to Switzerland and then use favors from Switzerland, which I should have plenty to take, like, Milan back from them without any cost. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'll bring you guys back when it's time to talk a little bit more. See you then. And welcome back, everybody. So I did end up vassalizing Champagne, though they are super disloyal. I will be able to slowly get them loyal, I'm pretty sure. They're just, mad. But I am able to get Switzerland to take 2 of the 3 provinces, and, well, Novara right here, that is actually the least of all the development, which means I'll have the least of any coalition potential by doing it this way. I can then turn around and then re-release Milan. And then ask him using favors to return. Oh, just come on. Come on. You're right there with opinion. Don't give me that nonsense. You're going to hold on for a second because I can't do it while at war. Come on. Let's see. Denmark. You are a perfect person I can insult. There. Oh, interesting. I already had some there. Either way, once I hit to 50 opinion, I'll be able to use favors to ask for these provinces back. How much they're going to be, I don't really know. I'll have to actually check. But it shouldn't be too bad. Either way, I need to go after up here, because there's a core I can reconquer. And, well, these guys seem relatively easy for me to pick off. And I want that core because it'll help keep this guy in line. So I'm going to go ahead and deal with that while this one's going on, because I don't think this is going to be much. I don't think Florence really needs my help to beat up Rome and Bologna, though I don't think you're going to hold Rome, dude. Either way, I'm going to play this out, get these guys loyal, and I'll be back once I'm actually able to show you these provinces in terms of favor cost. And I am going innovative quality because I really like going innovative quality, just a personal opinion. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. And welcome back, everybody. So I went up and I did take this Rethroi province. And it's time to look and see what these are going to actually cost. So Milan is 72 favors, 48 and 30. Right now I have 74. So I would rather get Chum back because that breaks him off. So he can't really do anything now. And then I can use the other favors that I have. Oh, he's going to break with me now. Yeah, that's almost assuredly. But it is what it is. Yeah. In fact, no, I'll let him go. He's not that valuable of an ally anymore, though he is still useful. And it looks like Burgundy just got sniped, so I can release Burgundy back into the wild from Barrois. The thing is that France took them out and left them as one province, and then Bar came in and took them out. I just don't think I can actually afford it right this second. So I'm going to get integrating into one of them, and then I'll come back and get Burgundy later. I think in all honesty, I'm probably going to annex Champagne first. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, because once France is done, it's time to really start looking at Italy. You're largely letting Italy consolidate itself. That's the big thing. Italy is built up of a lot of small tags and a lot of aggressive expansion to take them. However, once they start consolidating, you'll find some of the larger tags can get easily wiped out, and then do exactly what I'm doing with Milan here, where I'm not really going to get much aggressive expansion, but I'm going to be able to take this land back for very little cost. As far as the rest of it, it hasn't really consolidated as much as they normally do, but I'll still be able to walk in and take what I need. However, I am focusing on France to gain a base of operations first. I'm going to go ahead and deal with that. I'll be right back. And welcome back. So I'm integrating Champagne. I've released Burgundy. While, yeah, it did take a little bit of developing and losing all my prestige, I am keeping them kind of loyal at the moment. But it's time to go ahead and go finish off. Because, yeah, of course I'm going to. And Liège does have one of Burgundy's cores up here. So I'm debating bringing them in or not. I don't think so. I'll just do this. Because, well, I have the same size of army that France does at the moment, even though I haven't really been building up like I should. Let's go ahead and... In fact, let's just go ahead and do that. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take up as much of Toulouse as I can, probably a couple of extra provinces to release more people. Integrate Champagne, hopefully, in this war, give back Burgundy all of his stuff, and then go and take care of the rest of Burgundy's stuff, because he has cores up here too. So I will see you guys in a little bit, because, yeah, I can't guarantee that I can always get Burgundy. I will be clear about that. But if you can get any of Burgundy's cores, because they will almost always go after Provence too, I recommend doing it because you can release him here. This is also a Provençal core. So by going after Provence, what he does as well, you're able to vassalize him, get the land back, either from fighting him or fighting France, and then once Burgundy is gone, whether that's Burgundian inheritance or they just get annexed like happened in this game, you can then release them, and they should, if they had the Burgundian inheritance at all, have cores, not only in all the stuff they start with, but also the lowlands, which you can easily walk up and just start claiming all of it. And you should have enough time to do that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and punch France one last time before I'm done with the guide, at least. And then I'm going to talk about what to do after this point. So I'll bring you guys back when I'm done. And welcome back, everybody. So I got the core back from Liège. And I had already finished with France, so I've been getting a unconditional surrender, the call for peace, for quite a while now. Because I focused entirely on France, thinking they were going to be the problem, and they really weren't the problem. It was just the sieging. But, let's see here. Can't really get out of you. Can I attack you? I could, yeah. I'm now done with waiting. Let's go ahead and do this. I have now a solid connection all the way north. My guy should mainly be loyal. The only one that shouldn't be is Milan, but he will get loyal. Let's release Gascony. Let's integrate you. That should make them still loyal. I do have to go after you eventually. Oh, particularists. This is the one reason why I love doing this, where you can cut them off like that, because sometimes you'll get separatists, and then they can't get to go down and destroy them, so you just end up getting free land. Even if it's not the HRE. In the HRE, you can do this, and then once you release them, sometimes you'll get free land because the Emperor will demand that they return the province. But not HRE, you have to kind of hope on separatists for that. But either way, let's go ahead and Brabant. You're coming in too. I know you probably don't want to, but too bad. I have a extra troop here that I need to make sure I don't keep around forever. That should be a good little distribution there. Because I am way over force limit now. I mean, way too high. So, I do need to use them and then get rid of them. I'll keep the cannon, though. The cannon seems actually somewhat useful. So, cannon stays. Everybody else, out of the pool. Go home. You're drunk. We don't need you. There we go. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and I will bring you guys back once I've consolidated the lowlands, because I don't want to show you guys every single war step that I'm doing. So I'll bring you back when I'm done. See you then. Hey everybody, so I'm going for a 2 for I'm also giving away a CD key for Arcade Paradise. If you want a copy of this game, just leave a comment below of Arcade, and at the end of the week, I'll pick one of those comments at random, give you the CD key as a reply. Again, make sure you pay attention to the notifications, because yeah, the people might steal it from you. But with that being said, let's get back to the video. And welcome back, everybody. So it's been a little bit longer than I originally anticipated. I conquered my way up to the north here. I had to fight a couple of wars against Sweden because, well, I had to ally Denmark and get a bunch of favors so they could break alliances. And also because I had to attack Sweden because they supported Milanese independence anyway. And yeah, it took a bit. And then I had to just diplo-vassalize my way through so I could at least get a claim on the Ottomans. I also improved relations with Lithuania and Poland, who are not in a personal union, so that I could get them both as allies, so I can get enough favors, so I can go ahead and do this. And yeah, I kind of feel bad doing this to the AI, because yeah, it's not going to go well for them. But they're the ones that are in Greece. I mean, this is their fault. If they had just not gone and taken Greece, they'd have been fine. So I'm going to go ahead and fight the Ottomans. And for those of you who know what to do with Monferrato, you know why. But once you finish your idea set, you get all the way here. You unlock, as long as you still have the Pelagios dynasty. At least if I recall correctly. Let me check that real quick. Okay, so I just went back and checked. And it is, you either have to be Greek culture, which would kind of suck because I'd have to, like, destroy all of my cores all over France, or I have to maintain this dynasty, which is why I haven't gotten rid of this guy, because while I probably should try to, because he's pretty hot garbage, I cannot afford to lose this dynasty until I have reformed Byzantium. And to do that, I have to own all the Greek lands. So, time to go ahead and charge straight on into the Lion's Den. And yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. This should be pretty easy, because we're going to just overwhelm them in sheer volume. So I will bring you guys back when it's time to talk some more. See you then. And welcome back, everybody. So it's time to click the button. Before I do, I wanted to point out that you don't actually need all of the land that I took here. If you actually look at it, you do not need Arta, you do not need Corinto or Corinth. You don't need any of the islands. You don't need Saruhan, but you need Sugla. You don't need Burgas or this province here. I don't remember what it was originally called, but you need Adern. So it's just, make sure you check it to make sure you don't have to fight multiple wars. I did because I wanted to have a decent presence here, not just the bare minimum. So you may have to do multiple fights. And if you do this and you're not an elector, you are kicked out of the HRE. I know, kind of a who cares, but just be aware of it. And again, you do need to keep your dynasty up until this point, or you need to be Greek. So if you don't want to have to take away all of your progress just to end up flipping over to become Greek later, you're going to have to do it. Now, elective monarchy? No, I don't want to do a elective anything. And I will come down here and flip to States General because this guy sucks. And I want to get rid of him, like, now. But yeah, I'm now at Byzantium, which means I have all of their missions, have their idea set, and I have any achievements that could be related to them in here. So yeah, we now have Monferrato up into Byzantium. I can still end up finishing off France. And at that point, you can do whatever you want. I think what most people's main problem is, they seem to think since they're Italian, they should have a base in Italy, and they focus on Italy, when France is actually so easy to pick off early. Because if you can get Austria and Castile involved on that, you outnumber them so heavily, you can just start taking mass swaths of land, and there's not a whole lot they can do to stop you. So instead of focusing on taking Milan and using all your aggressive expansion in Milan, use it in Aquitania, use it in Gascony, use it up here in the heartland of France, so that you actually get that strength, so you can get the Poles and the Lithuanians on your side. Because if you can get them, and then the Spanish are here in Naples, they're close enough to all dogpile the Ottomans, and they'll take care of it for you. I don't think I had a single battle against a single Ottoman troop in either of those wars. It's not that difficult as long as you can get strong enough where they want to come help you. And that really just takes taking out France. So don't look to your east, look to your west, build your power base in France, and then once you become Byzantium, now you can focus on Italy. Now Venice can start being picked off, or you can start taking on Spain. Though even then, I would recommend focusing down on your mission tree, go around the Middle East and the Crescent over here, and then turn around and clean up while you clean up over here. And only once you have a solid empire over here as well, just knock down Spain. Because at that point, you shouldn't have any problems doing so. And once you've expanded to include all of this land over here, Poland, Lithuania, and Austria, while they might be uneasy alliances in general, they're not going to suddenly turn against you because you already have the land. They may have some interest here because it's Ottomans, but they will usually give it up, and then they will focus on expanding into somebody like Sweden or Russia or somewhere else as opposed to you. But I will caution you because I had really bad Diplo rulers. If I can actually pull up my ruler in here. Hang on, let me pull it up. Because, oh, there it is. Previous rulers. If you look at my Diplo power, I have a couple of them that were decent, but most of them didn't last that long, so I ended up falling massively behind in Diplotech. Like, really behind in Diplotech. So I wouldn't recommend doing it as much as I did unless you know you're going to be okay when it comes to Diplo power. Because, yeah, I had some real problems there. Then again, I don't really need the Diplo power. As long as I can integrate people and I keep moving, it doesn't matter to me. So with this, you guys should be fine. I mean, it is going to depend on your game. Sometimes you're going to have to rely on France, and then you have to expand into the east and into Germany as opposed to France instead, and then you will go far slower. But once you're able to grow large enough, get Poland, Lithuania, and Spain if they have Naples on their side, which they usually will, and have them take care of your Ottoman problem to get yourself established as Byzantium. Because I'm pretty sure that's why everybody's playing Montferrat, to form Byzantium and then just start dominating everywhere else. But with that being said, that's about all I need to cover. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.